So if you are a weird freak of nature, I love you. I think I'm a weird freak of nature, and that is going to be our topic today. The weirdness and freakiness that you can address and take advantage of in your business and in your life. It won't be a long talk. You can afford one cup of coffee hanging out with your buddy Patrick. Let's get this show started. Good morning, good morning, good morning, my beautiful friends. Wherever you're watching from, drop a hello in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling today. Are you drinking something warm? Did you wake up in a good mood? Have you been stretching this morning? Have you been taking care of yourself? Just lay it on me in the comments. Say hello. And by the way, no matter where you're watching, our main channel is over on YouTube. So if you're watching on Twitch or LinkedIn, I believe I'm streaming there, multiple places on Facebook, various places. Make sure you hop over to YouTube and subscribe also, okay? I was going live pretty regularly Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But then, tell you the truth, I was just running out of ideas. I wasn't planning far enough ahead. I had a whole list of topics for my live shows because video content and education and video work in general on YouTube is a high priority for me. And so I had a whole list of topics. And I've made my way through my list of topics, so I had to take a break there for a little bit. But the past couple of days, I've been thinking about the weirdness and the freaky people I see in the world of business, and I think it's pretty cool. And by the way, like I said, if you're watching, leave some kind of comment. We have a whole comment box over here, and I'm just looking at everything and making sure that the cool on-screen fireworks reaction buttons are working. I'm just making sure that my little YouTube comment buttons are working. We've got a lot of tech going on these days when you stream. Hey, what's up, Diggs? Who is this, man? Where you watching from, Diggs? Diggs BTW07. Oh, looks like you're on Twitch, man. Man, I've been trying to get more and more traction on Twitch, just as I've been doing a great job there. But so today's show, let's call it, I'm not going to do an hour-long show. I'll probably go until 9:30, 9:40. But I want to talk to you about the weirdness and the freakiness. And the reason this is on my mind, by the way, shout out, not a sponsor, but I love if you've been watching any of the other live streams, you know I love my coffee and motivation cups. So it is filled. We, I talk until the coffee cup is empty, and we are about 2/3 filled right now. So I've been sipping and dripping this morning in a good way. So the concept of being weird has been on my mind recently, and I'm not quite sure why. I think one of the factors has been I've been getting a lot of requests to review people's marketing recently, and they and actually what I've been getting requests for is requests to help people generate more leads because they're just businesses falling flat at the end of the year, and so our agency has been asked to whip up some SEO campaigns, whip up some paid traffic campaigns, which we love doing. I love Facebook and Google ads. Those things are the shiz. Talk about getting traction fast. So I'll get DMs or we'll get text messages into the office saying, hey, can we talk about this? Or here's my website. I need more leads. It's, going on December 1st, December 2nd, and the year is slowing down. How can we ramp this up and have a great year? And so one of the first things I do is I do an informal audit. Now, if you're working marketing, you know that in the world of digital marketing specifically, which is where my agency specializes, it's not too hard to audit someone's online presence, pretty fast and figure out, are they legit? Have they been in business for a while? Are they professional? Are they using Gmail accounts for their professional email, which isn't a horrible thing? Are they ranked well within their city? Are they ranked well within their country? Are they ranked well within their sphere of influence that they're trying to influence? Doing an audit like that, probably a really good in-depth audit shouldn't take more than a couple of hours. But, if you reach out to our agency, if you text me, Patrick, at the phone number that you'll see on the screen, you say, hey, dude, I need some help. Here's my website. Between your website and your Facebook work, I can spend half an hour to an hour and get a decent idea of how you appear online and how you present yourself online. And so it allows me to make some judgment calls really fast. Number one, is traffic your issue? Okay. Oftentimes, traffic is not the issue. And that's what's kind of stuck in my brain recently is I've had some audits recently where they've come and they've said, Patrick, here's a blank check. We want to pay your agency to do this. And I'm all for taking people's money if I can absolutely make them better. But there's been a couple times recently where I've turned down money because traffic isn't their problem. Okay. And sometimes I talk about personal weirdness versus business kind of topics. So today we're going to focus a little bit more on the business side of being weird. Okay. So I'm going to focus my mind on a business I saw the other day. And I went there, and between the social media and the website, I was like, okay, if I'm going to use my agency business to promote your business, what can we use here? And between the look of their business, the offer, their pain points, their headlines, their pricing, it was very much a commodity type of business, which I didn't turn down the work. I said, we have a different problem first. So I don't want to do paid traffic for your business right now. I don't want to help your SEO. I want to figure out what the heck you are offering or what you can offer to be unique in your world. So basically what I'm saying is the business to me just didn't have any pep, any uniqueness, any wildness, anything to stand out, any particular problem that they were fixing or any particular audience they were addressing. Now, as you know, if you've watched any of this show, and I'm going to assume you have, because if you haven't, you're going to here after this video, oftentimes when I'm doing business presentations or lives like this, I am bringing up topics that oftentimes are just talking to me. Sometimes I stream half an hour so I can hear my voice tell me something that I know is wrong in my life or wrong in my business. So this idea of coloring in the lines and not being unique is something that plagued me. Okay. That's why if you've met me in person these days, or if you will meet me in person in the future, I try to bring a little pep, a little color, a little excitement to anything I do these days. Okay. If I want to meet with you, I'm probably going to wear different clothes. I'm probably going to come up with a way to stand out in color. But when I thought about this business that had me do a quick audit and wanted to pay traffic, I was struck by, you know what? Ben here had this problem. It's not a unique problem. The problem of being in business and being a commodity, not standing out. Now, you can stand out various ways. You can stand out with your pricing. You can stand out with your branding. You can stand out with your service offering. You can stand out with who you offer it to. I mean, there's just so many different ways to be unique in business. But pick a way, okay? Do not try and be a commodity type of business, okay? This is, to me, such a dangerous thing, okay? It's something that it's high on my priority list when someone retains our agency to help make them better, okay? Is what is unique about you in any aspect whatsoever? What demographic are you addressing? What psychographic are you addressing? Just give me something to work with. And that's why recently in our service offering, we've incorporated an AI tool that people get to use when they kind of onboard and they're setting up with us. When you log into our platform, there's a new AI tool on the left that helps you with your branding. Okay, it helps you figure out what you like, what you don't like, what you want to stand for, what you don't want to stand for. Who are you talking to every single morning? Okay, these are the very basic things in business I don't think we learn early on as entrepreneurs, is how to stand out. Okay. People are being born every minute. People are turning 18 every minute. People are turning 22. People are starting up businesses every single day. Life is a constant churn, okay? There are new businesses coming into the world all the time. All of them are on your heels and they want to take a piece of your business, okay? Right now, there's some 17, 18, 19-year-old who's starting up some kind of business of which the business already exists, and they are going to come in and they're going to be younger and faster, and they probably are going to offer different pricing or come up with a different way to offer their service. And it's going to be sitting on the heels of you, Mr. Business Owner, like me, the older, more mature businesses who are, fighting for our survival. And there are a lot of things we can do. I mean, we're older, we're more mature. We've got this on the young kids, right? Not that I have anything with youth, but if you're the type of business that is been getting along or cruising along in the world of being a commodity business, okay, you are always going to be either turned into a business that competes on price. You're going to be turned into a business that people kind of gloss over because when they're looking at you in a series of presentations, they're like, I guess they're okay. Okay. They're not, you're not going to stand out in someone's mind. And that's one of the things, many things you should be working on in your business is just what can you do to stand out a little bit? Okay. And I don't say things like this to be the weird, quirky guy that, I always want everyone to be weird and odd like me. I'm saying it for business survival. I mean, this is essentially part of business survival. It's why I, have custom shirts. I don't even know if you can see it. Which shirt do I have on today? Living, loving, loving, living. I do small to mediocre things every single day to stand out online or in person. Okay. If I walk into a coffee shop with you, like I know I'm going to a coffee shop tomorrow. If I walk into a coffee shop, you're going to see me and you're going to remember something about me. Okay. And I don't always do it for business. I mean, I like being quirky. I like being weird. I like being a little bit different. I mean, that's just fun. I like that. But this is part of business survival. Okay. And in my repertoire, I guess I love that word. In my repertoire of things. Where was I going with this? Oh my goodness. I had a thought and I just escaped me real quick. Goodness, I had a really cool thing I was going to tell you about one of the ways I stand out in business. Oh, anyways, so here are some ideas, okay? I just really weird. I had something I really wanted to share with you. And it just escaped my mind. You ever do that? I mean, it is still fairly early in the business day, but my Alzheimer's shouldn't be kicking in too yet. I thought I was going to forget to mention Alzheimer's. There's a joke right there, okay? Alzheimer's is a very serious disease, okay? I'm going to probably have it someday. And when I do, my YouTube shows are going to be a lot more entertaining because I can talk about the same topic and forget about it the next day. Think about that. If I get Alzheimer's, I can have a new, unique show every single day. And it could be the same topic as the previous show, but I wouldn't remember it. Maybe that's a benefit to getting. But anyway, seriously, I'm not dissing Alzheimer's. But so how do you fix this? How do you fix this challenge, okay? And again, my mind of this business that called me in the other day, and by the way, I'm not fabricating a situation. A lot of times I'll see business owners fabricate situations to back a story. No, this is 100% a business that 100% wants to work with us. They have a meeting set up next week, okay? No, is it next week? Yeah, I think they're out of the country, so they're next week because we're going to talk. And we're actually not going to talk about the paid traffic on our first call, on our first coaching call. We're going to be talking about how to stand out, okay? How to stand out, how to be unique. And the weird part about this, to me, when I think about me talking about this topic, this is not ever a topic that I consider myself an expert on, branding or uniqueness, okay? I don't know why I'm so consumed with this right now, but I just see it and it scares me. It scares me because I fear for the future of a business that doesn't have a unique way to stand out or present their message to the world or be a bug in someone's head. Okay. I got a DM on Facebook the other day. And again, I promise you, this is not bragging stuff at all, but I got, let me see if I can find it. I got a cool message on Facebook the other day about someone that took a selfie with me a few weeks ago, and they said that I was an idol of theirs. And again, I'm not making this stuff up. This is over in my DMs right now. I'm not going to bring up the name, but here it is. There's a guy. You know what? Let's go with his name is Mitchell. This guy named Mitchell DM'd me, and he sends me these pictures of an event I was at recently. And there's a picture of his buddy who took selfies with me. And it took me a second to remember the selfie, but I'm kind of standing out in some unique clothes, and the guy who took the selfie is. And the guy is an admirer of mine. I didn't even know I had this admirer who took a selfie with me at this event. But when I look in the picture, I'm like, oh man, both of us stood out. Both of us are doing good marketing. So that kind of felt good. So recently, I guess I've this has been on my mind a lot, the idea of just being unique in the world and sharing some kind of unique gift, a unique offering you have. And now here's the other part of this, and we could probably address this in a bigger video. By the way, let's see what my buddy Mike says here. Mike Ensor, brother, I see you. I hear you loud and clear. Chestnut checkers, embodied in sound proofing, dig the patterns. Embodied chestnut checkers, dig the patterns. Oh, I see. Okay, you're talking about my background here, Mike. It took me a second to even figure it out. Yeah, I've always been, I have a little bit of a background in a recording studio work and TV studio work. And so I'm always very aware of light and sound, and that's where I spend most of my money on when it comes to my studio. Every single month, I'm probably spending a little bit of money on light and sound. And by the way, if you're interested in the uniqueness that is my video setup, DM me sometime on Facebook. I'll tell you exactly what I have and exactly where I bought it, okay? I have unique colors in the background here. I have things I'm working on. It's not a virtual background. It's not a green screen background, okay? So, what are some ways you can stand out? Okay, again, we're probably going to do a different YouTube live, a different show live. Oh, by the way, you know what we did for startup here for the show? And I keep forgetting because this every single time, every single time I do a live show, not every single time, but man, there's just so much tech that goes on here. So Mike, I appreciate your comments. I'm going to hide that for now. So, what are some ways you can stand out? So I'm going to give you the same advice publicly that I gave this business that is going to retain us, okay? So this is normally information you would definitely have to pay for. I have no problem sharing a little bit of it, okay? So this business, basically, in my world, if you know my world, because a lot of you know the world I'm in, we are definitely a huge advocate and a reseller of HighLevel. We sell it, HighLevel CRM. We sell it under our brand, Playmakers Platform. It includes AI tools. It includes all kinds of cool things. It includes just about every single tool you would ever need to operate any kind of digital business. So if you are someone, this is a little bit of a pitch commercial here. If you are someone who's on Keep or Constant Contact or Infusionsoft or Monday or any kind of marketing tool where you have to log into multiple marketing tools at once, ClickFunnels, Lead Pages, talk to us. Seriously, I can make your life cheaper and I can make your life easier. Commercial over, okay? So this particular company, I'm trying to think off the top of my head the first things that came to mind when I was trying to think of things to make them unique. Number one, I think the first thing, these are in no particular order. I'm just trying to remember the things that we need to address. Number one is they had way too many pricing options. Okay, that was the one that came to mind recently. And again, remember, all Patrick advice is advice that of problems past Patrick had. So I used to have this issue, okay? And I probably didn't really fix it until the past 3 or 4 years. It's just having too many pricing options, okay? If you're an entrepreneur, and this is for you kind of new to midland entrepreneurs, if you're an entrepreneur and you are really good at some kind of skill, you are going to make the mistake in business, or you might make the mistake when you're first starting in business and you're first bringing in people, you will do whatever people want. Okay, common mistake in business. Let's say you're somebody who works on cars, okay, and you are really good at body work on cars, okay? You know a little bit about engines, a little bit about tires, but you're starting a car repair shop, okay, and you really want to focus on body work. So someone comes to you and they're like, yeah, I want some body work on my car, but do you do tires also? And you're like, well, I can throw some tire work in there, but because they assume you work on cars, right? They assume you do everything with cars, right? So you're like, yeah, we can do the tire work in addition to the body work. And the person's like, sure, no problem. And then all of a sudden you're working on tires and you don't want to do that. You want to work on body work. And the next guy comes along. He's like, I need an oil change also. And you're like, oil change isn't a big deal. Well, I'm doing the body work on your car. I can do an oil change and then upholstery and then all this other stuff. And all of a sudden you're like this jack of all trades service offering. Okay. I have made this mistake. Be careful about this mistake. And again, I'm addressing you new entrepreneurs or your ones who are slowly ramping up. You have a really good skill that you offer a company for a W-2 salary and you're slowly breaking off on your own, okay? So my first advice would be, number one, have really good aggressive pricing. And number two, be very focused about what you offer. This is such a common mistake in business. I mean, it's really bugging me recently is just not being unique in what you offer. You're going to become the body guy. You want your branding and everything about you to embody what you do and what you're passionate about, okay? You don't want to be the tire guy or the oil change guy or the electrical guy, okay? And pricing wise, be careful about people telling you your pricing. That's a dangerous situation. You want to know a prospect red flag? I'm not a sales trainer, but you know what? To me, a prospect red flag is when you give somebody a price on your services, okay? An investment. We don't use price or cost, we use the word investment, right? Psychology matters. You give somebody a price about your service or your investment about your service. And they start coming back and negotiating. Well, yeah, I could see that as $1,000 job, but will you take 600 or 700? Okay, this is a little bit of a gray area. My gut when it comes to business and being forceful and making sure people cover within the lines are no. I'm not going to do it for $700. My cost is $1,000, and the person says, well, if you don't come down to $700, I'm going to take my business elsewhere. This is the hard part because you're hungry, okay? You need to put money on the table, okay? That's what your job is as an entrepreneur. Some people start off, scraping the bottom. Some people start off very well. If you're someone who's just getting started, who's scraping the bottom, you need to put food on the table. So when you have no clients and no prospect and somebody offers you $700 for something you do $1,000 for, I have to say there's probably a time and place to accept that. But once you're a more established business, make sure that you form your pricing and you stick to it. And if you give somebody a discount, make sure the discount is in the paperwork someplace. So if you're a starting off entrepreneur and you really have good pricing and you want to stick to your guns, but you want to adjust your pricing a little bit, okay, that's okay. Just make sure that the person gets a receipt, an invoice, okay, for the $1,000 work and say, it's a $300 friends and family discount, or it's a $300, post-Thanksgiving, pre-Christmas discount, okay? Make sure the discount's noted on there, okay? There is a time and a place to give a discount. Are you hungry? Do you got to keep the lights on? Does your baby need formula? Do you got to put gas in the car, okay? There are some extenuating life circumstances that dictate breaking the rules, okay? I completely understand that. If there's anything about me, you're going to learn I'm very much a realist. I'm very much a realist because I've been through a lot of this crap, okay? I know what it's like to, should I take that cheap invoice? Well, I don't know. The electric company's standing outside the house wanting to turn off the power. Yeah, I better take that so I can give the electric company some money, okay? Been there. I've had a lot of the startup trials and tribulations, so I completely get it. And if you ever want to talk about those with me one-on-one privately because you don't want to bring them up publicly, by all means, hit me up on Facebook, text the number on the screen, and we can talk about, business turmoil and torment. If you come to me looking for a loan, it's not going to happen. I don't do that because I've had that recently. I had another guy DM me. He's like, Patrick, you're really great at this stuff. We should go into business together. And you know what? You can collect all the money and give me my back end. And I'm like, so you want me to do all the work for free and then get paid on the back end? Homie, don't play that. Used to. There are times where I used to do that. Don't do that anymore. My agency is at a level where we don't have to beg for the bottom scraps anymore. We don't. I do negotiate pricing sometimes. I'll be 100% transparent with you, but not often. Not often at all. It has to work out long-term beneficial for both of us. So my summary from all this, from my 25 minutes and 29 seconds of ranting is, please don't be a commodity in your business. And preferably, well, you know what? I don't know if you can be a commodity in life. Let's not go there. In your business, do not be a commodity. And how do you know you're a commodity? If you had a prospect you were talking to and they chose to go with somebody else because of the price, you might be a commodity. I should do a whole you might be a commodity thing like Jeff Foxworthy does, you might be a redneck. I should do a whole series of you might be a commodity. That would be funny. Let me know if you want that in the comments. I could do a whole video showing you might be a commodity type business. That would be good. I'll have to remember that. So number one, I was going with this. Man, my mind is all over the place this morning. I've got ideas just bouncing around in my head. Um, Number one, at all costs, do not be a commodity business. Number two, and these are some quick fixes you could do for this. Number two, on the pricing. So you don't want to compete on pricing. If you ever lose on pricing, or eventually when you get to the point where you're losing business based on pricing, which is what I will do sometimes now, I will lose business based on pricing. I am perfectly okay with that. Okay. I don't like it if I lose business for various other reasons, but if I lose a business because of pricing, that used to really hurt. Now, I got past that a while back. I'm perfectly okay with losing business based on pricing. So don't be the cheapest. Find a way to stand out. Something simple you can do to stand out is, you know what? Um, Come up with your own promotional swag. I mean, Printful, it's so easy on Printful to design your own shirts for your company, or you start giving them out as client gifts. Okay, that's a way to stand out. Have an outlier opinion online. Okay, a lot of times, and this is just a part of our world, a lot of times people are afraid to share their real opinions online because they're afraid of what their friends might think, or they're afraid of getting ostracized by grandma or something like that. Okay, please get over that as soon as you possibly can. I got over that fear a while back. And there are things I say in life and in business which I have friends and family that don't necessarily agree with me on. Okay? I've gotten over that. We're still friends and family. We still get along just fine. It's just I say some bizarre, freaky outlier things that are part of me that make me unique that other people won't say. And you know what? They make me stand out and they get me business. I lose track of the number of times I will get text messages or DMs saying, Patrick, that's not something I would say publicly, but that needed to be said. Thank you for saying that. I would like to work with you sometime. Kid you. Again, I'm not bragging. These are just the benefits I've realized of being me in business, okay? Of just being me, being a little bit weird, being a little bit quirky. I mean, I'm not a Sarah Sherman quirky on SNL. I love me some Sarah Sherman. I wish I could dress in bright fluorescent yellow and pink, and actually, there's no excuse. We all know I could. It's just not my branding colors. So I'm not Sarah Sherman unique, but I am unique in my own ways, and it gets me business. And that's what I want for you. So if you're going to talk about ways to improve your business, hit me up. The number is right there on the screen, 405-217-4752. Text us or call us. I'm the one that personally responds to most of the text messages. Or we can get on Zoom, or we use that number to get on Zoom and talk about the uniqueness of your business. And if you don't think you're unique enough, what can you do in your branding to be more unique? And actually, if you want to use our tool, if you're not a client of ours, but you want to use our tool to come up with some branding statements, to come up with some headlines, let me know. I can give you access to the tool pretty inexpensively. If you just want to use that tool and you want to keep your own company assets, hit me up on that also, and I can arrange to give you access to that tool for a nominal fee. Okay, I'm not going to charge you off the wazoo for it because it normally comes as part of us, as part of bringing us our team on to assist your team. But I will gladly give you access to that. But if you ever feel you're a commodity business, you ever feel that you're not standing out or you're not unique enough, hit me up, please. Hit up your best friend, hit up your brother Patrick, and I will come up with ways to make you not be a commodity business, to make it so you do stand out in one way or another. Okay? I still got half a cup of coffee left. That's bizarre. I must have been talking. What are we at? 30 minutes? Exactly. We're 30 minutes and 6 seconds in, and I have barely touched half of the coffee. And now we get the other problem. The coffee's starting to get cold, which is an unacceptable move. So your goal today, Wednesday, December 11th at 9:36 Central, is to find ways to up your pricing, to find your ways to be unique in your business, to find ways to be an outlier. If you don't have a specifically industry focused, you're going to focus on that. You're going to use some of this Christmas downtime to niche down a little bit, okay? I don't want to see you going into 2025 being the same old business that you were in 2023 and 2024. We can all do better, okay? Let's all do better. I will see you on the next live. If you haven't done so, please make sure you subscribe on YouTube. I'm giving you free advice. All I want is a thumbs up, a subscribe and notify on YouTube. That would make my day. If you need anything, you know where to find me online. I'm not quiet. Have a great Wednesday, December 11th, and I will talk with you soon. Take care.